welcome back to Bush Tea. You really should be saying welcome back to me. Yeah, I ain't been out in a minute. It's been a while. Well, I am your host, Dana D, and I am the host of this lovely podcast. And yeah, it's been like over a month since I last posted an episode. And I'm going to be transparent about it. I'm going to be real, for real. As you can tell by the title, Truin, right? I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't into all of that. And I have a few reasons why, but I would like to share this quick story about myself. It's not necessarily an awkward story, surprise, but it's a story about myself that I think about quite often, and it's really resonating with me in this time right now. So yeah, enjoy that story. So yeah, this is a story. I'm just playing. This is a story about myself maybe like 2 years ago, I believe. So I was in a car with my then boyfriend, and we were driving in the rain. He was driving. I didn't have my driver's license here. He was driving. It was raining, and I don't know. Driving was always prior to me driving myself. It was like a wonder how people drove. It's not a magical power, but that's really how I saw it in the back of my head, just a little bit. And I was like, wow. So you really could see with those like raindrops in the way, like for real? And he was like, yeah, you just gotta focus just a little bit, can't you? And I was like, yeah, I can. It's almost like you have superpowers when you do that. And he was like, well, you can see it, so you have superpowers too. And I was being sarcastic. I was like, oh my gosh, wow, always wanted to be a superhero. Always wanted to be super. And he looked at me and he smirked. He was like, no, you did it. And I busted laughing because facts. That was never a desire of mine to be super. And 2 years later, maybe 2.5, maybe closer to 3, doesn't matter. That question is still in my head. Like, why have I never wanted to be super or never wanted to be great or, you know, outside of the box, or, well, not necessarily outside of the box, but just jumping over the line. There's always been a limit in my head, whether I was aware of it or not. And I am still tackling that idea that here is a line and I can't pass it. So yeah, that's my little anecdote. I think I said that properly. It's fine. That's my little story. And stay tuned for more of the podcast episode. So, high key, I wasn't feeling this whole recording and getting up thing. And I believe I felt that I was in denial of what was going on. Like, I was recording and not acknowledging that I am unemployed and home alone for the most part. Like, now while I'm recording, I'm with my brother. And I don't know where life is heading. It's a real shaky time, and it's a wonderful time to feel very insecure about yourself. And that's how I've been feeling. I've been a little down. And in the beginning of this quarantine, I was like pretty alive because I wasn't enjoying my job. I really like being alone by myself at home. But then it started to hit like, whoa, I really don't know when I'm going back to work. Like I said, I'm unemployed earlier, but I'm on furlough, so not fired. But we cannot work in our field because of the virus that's going on, which stops income or like lowers it at least. And that's been kind of rough. I was starting to enjoy being an independent young woman and having a steady income. Though I didn't like the job, I appreciated the fact that I was making more money, and I was like, oh, I can pay bills, I can start saving for real. So that being taken away from me so quickly, I wouldn't say devastating, but it was a low blow for sure. and just sad about what's going on in general. Like, you seeing, not necessarily actually seeing the deaths, but seeing how it's affecting people. And it's a sad time to go. Your family can't be around you. And I can't imagine what that's like, not being able to be next to your family member while they're taking their last breaths. And we don't like to think about it a lot, but that's the reality of what's going on right now. And watching the government of the country I live in, at least, not caring, like, at all. Your mind just tell the people them to drink some Blanco bleach. Well, not Blanco, because I was Bahamian, but like, what is going on? Like, they're not doing a good job. I don't feel secure. I know, but y'all, I don't feel that way. And it's just hard, especially, and the black community is taking the heaviest hit of this virus, and people still going outside like they doing stage plays and things. Like, there's so much going on. And I believe, especially now that I'm talking it out in this mic, I believe that I needed time to really acknowledge what was going on, embrace it, and process it, not let it go, because it's still happening. But I needed time to process it and just be with myself. And also trying to fight myself out of, I don't want to say depression, it was just really negative thoughts. Because as you are in isolation, as we're kind of forced to be right now, you kind of get isolated thoughts. You kind of get these thoughts. And when you're by myself, especially me, well, I don't even need to be by myself for my mind to go 15 million places. If you listen to the episode before this, I have anxiety. My brain go crazy all the time. So I don't need to be by myself. So when I'm by myself, those thoughts are amplified, and I'm just thinking about everything that's happened to me, especially the last 2 years that have been really rough on me mentally and emotionally. And I replay things in my head, like, vivid details. Remember that professor who bullied you like 2 years ago? And you said, oh yeah, you sad now. You remember that time? Like, I just keep going. And it's taking a serious toll on me. So it's hard for me to be like, fighting myself on the inside, trying to get rid of those negative thoughts, and then come in front of this microphone and be like, hey y'all, welcome to Bush Teen. So I struggle with that. Well, depending on the situation. Like, if I were to be a part of an organization per se, well, and this has definitely happened. If I'm a part of something and I'm responsible, like, I don't like talking about, okay, when I was the president and I was going through all I was going through, ain't nobody saw that. It did not matter because it was for somebody else. When I tell somebody I'm down for them, even though I'm going through something, I'm gonna be there, and they won't know whatever I'm going through, because I promised them that, I made that commitment to somebody else. But when it comes to myself, I don't give myself that attention. And I'm very honest about it. Like, even on my social media, there's been times I haven't posted in months, and it's not because I don't have a cute outfit. It's just that mentally I cannot post. I graduated in August. I took my graduation pictures like almost the end of September, because I did not feel like I should be in front of the camera when I felt the way I felt about myself and what had happened to me and what I was still trying to process and heal from. I didn't want to smile in front of a camera because I didn't feel like that would be authentic and that would be true to who I am. And I ain't gonna be like, and that's it, bye. But that's a lot of why I wasn't in front of this microphone. I also use crutches. Did I really say that? Yes, I did. But if something's going wrong, I'm gonna use that as a crutch and be like, oh, that's a good excuse why I'm not doing this. I don't have my own microphone set up like my brother does, like this nice recording studio he has. I don't have that at home in Murfreesboro in my room. Boom, excuse. Well, my laptop's freaking out. Boom, another excuse. Cool. I have all these excuses backed up. So when someone's like, when's the new episode coming out? I'm like, boom, here's a list of why I can't do it. and it makes it look like I'm not hiding, but I am. But I'm back, and yeah, I just want to be honest about what I'm going through. I'm not gonna force people to be completely transparent and stuff like that. Like, we all should be talking about how sad we is. Like, that's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's mine. I haven't always been an open person, but I'm slowly becoming more of an open book. And here we are on this podcast talking about how sad I was for a couple weeks. But yeah, let's keep on talking this out. This is really like a freestyle episode. You could call me a rapper, but not really. Don't do that. I'm not a rapper. But yeah. So let's talk more about my isolated thoughts, and maybe some people can relate. When I am by myself, like I said, I think a lot, and I backtrack about all the different things that have happened to me and what I'm going through and what I thought about last week. And why did I think about that? Did I write it down? I don't know. But it's mostly been that my career choice in life is a big question mark right now. It's a huge question mark. I just turned 23, April 25th, and I started reflecting. I was like, ooh, 25 close. And when you're 25, 30 right there. And that's just how the math works in my head. So I'm like, I haven't done nothing in my life. Is leaving me, blah, 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 blah. And that has been the constant thought, honestly, since I graduated, because I don't know where my passion lies right now. I have an idea. Ideas are cute, but I don't really know how to bring them to life and manifest them. Like, I have a bunch of different concepts and ideas, but I don't have the big picture, which I feel is kind of backwards. People usually have a big picture of what they want to do, like, boom. But how do I get there? I literally don't know what the picture is. I just got a bunch of crayons and I can't draw. That's how I feel. But yeah, I'm 23 and I still have to keep reminding myself that I'm much younger than I think I am. And the 20s are the years that you discover who exactly you are, what you enjoy, what you like, what you dislike. And a part of you really wants to speed through that. And I don't think I necessarily want to speed through my 20s. I was one of those children who were like, no, I don't want to grow up because I know what adulting is. Well, not new, like, in my heart, but I was quite aware of that. I would have to make my own decisions and pay bills, and life would be different. I was very aware of that, and once I turned 18, I was like, motto, every J. Like, I really was about it. But I think my issue, but I think my issue with this adulting thing is I don't have a plan, and I'm unsure of the unknown, which goes back to my last episode of where I get anxious and nervous. And it's not a fun position to be in, but I do feel myself growing a little bit from and acknowledging that I have these feelings, and being open to other people, especially people who know me really well, is helping me to very slowly, and I mean slow, last place BAI is that slow, very slowly piecing the puzzle pieces together that will eventually make my big picture. It's taking long though, I ain't gonna lie. I wish it would be here. And like I said, this is a freestyle, and this is what's on my heart. Nothing cute or planned or anything about this episode. This is just where I'm at, and I want to be honest. And I do believe that the next few episodes, because I do plan to record, I do plan to get up and be active again on this podcast, that I created myself, that I manifested. and I should put effort in. Preaching to myself. But being down is hard, and I've definitely been in really dark, well, not, I don't want to say dark places, but a specific dark place where I had to pull myself out of, and nobody knows the place was even dark till like 2 years later. But with that experience, though this is minor compared to that, I feel you have to keep going. Like, you cannot let it defeat you and just lay you down and then tuck you in and good night, bye bye dreams, bye bye work ethic. You know, the least you can do is try. And I am very quick to allow my thoughts to discourage me and tell me that trying isn't even worth it. And that's a lie. Like, this setup might not be perfect, and the setup I have at home might not be perfect. It's not even close to what I have recording right now. But at least I would try, you know? And I really think that's all I have to say. And yeah. I don't want to like leave with profound messages or anything, or try to be cute with a quote or something, because that's really pulling my brain muscles just a little bit. But I would say that acknowledging your feelings is okay. Feeling feelings is okay. And I threw myself a really big pity party. Huge. I had chips and dip. I had rattlers, all of that. While I laid in my disappointments that I told myself were disappointments rather than progress movements. And I sat in that party and I acknowledged that I was in that party. Took my time and I left. So it is okay to feel sad. You have the right to feel however you feel, especially with all this foolishness going on, and we don't know the end of it. But you can't stay there too long, and that's way easier said than done. It took me a month and some change to get back here, but I'm here. You're here. And I think that's all I have to say on this episode. The other ones coming after this is going to be really cute and interesting. I've been writing a lot. I've been talking to a lot of different people. So, yeah. Ooh, I pressed something. Well, that is the end of episode 3. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, follow me on Instagram _BushTeam. We're also available on Spotify, SoundCloud, and ding 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 ding. Lame little horn. We are available on Apple Podcasts now. So to all the Apple users who heavy on the Apple Music, I mean, I can't talk. I have an iPhone too, but child, that wasn't anyway. We're available on Apple Podcasts and also YouTube. We're also available on YouTube. If you search up Bush Tea Podcast, you should find it. Episode 1 and 2 are already uploaded, and so will episode 3. And I just appreciate you guys so much for listening, and especially those who kept pushing me, asking me when the next episode is, and wanting me to continue and push through whatever was going on in my head. And I really appreciate the support and just the general curiosity as to what this podcast will be about, because we're still learning. So yeah, thank you so much for listening, and I will see you on the next episode.